You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Secretary of State of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and spokesperson of the ASEAN Summit, Kong Pok, thanked his team for such a great job done and all the hard work they put into organizing and hosting the ASEAN Summit in Phnom Penh last month. Secretary of State Kong Pok took some time out of his busy schedule to sit down for an exclusive interview with EAC News, where he provided some insight into some of the processes behind the ASEAN Summit. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more details.
With 103 outcome documents signed, this year's ASEAN Summit was one of the busiest, especially for its host, Cambodia. The occurrence of several geopolitical crises around the world during Cambodia's chairmanship of ASEAN also had an impact on the topics discussed at the summits. One of the most important positions during the summit was none other than the main spokesperson, Secretary of State Kong Pok. He explained that there were some big preparations needed to be made for this position as the main summit spokesperson. He said his team played a big part in making the summit successful, all working day and night to prepare the numerous documents for approval and signing. He also mentioned the collaboration between the ASEAN member states also contributed to this year's success.
When it comes to the preparation for such a major event, it requires a lot of times and efforts and people. Just look at the outcomes documents alone. There are 103 outcome documents, and each outcome document can range from 20 or 30 pages. So it means that you have to read a lot. There's so much information that you need to consume, and even more so when you have to summarize it in the ways that it can be understood by the public. And many of those documents contain a lot of jargons. I mean, ASEAN technical terms, a lot of acronyms and so on. But I think it's very important for me to kind of make sure that when people hear all of this information and news, then they understand what all of this is about and how they can relate to all of these outcomes. I think a strong team is extremely important because my staff are working day and night.
The spokesperson also mentioned all documents were prepared in English, as English is the official working language for ASEAN.
All the documents are in English, or you can say is that English is the official working language for ASEAN. Many leaders do not speak English, but we have this simultaneous translation. But when it comes to the official documents, they are all in English. And as I mentioned earlier, that we have a strong team and they are proficient in English language. So we don't face that big obstacle. And actually, our Deputy Prime Minister has been investing a lot, in making sure that we have all the manpower, all the people who can support the hosting of such a major event, especially when it comes to drafting key document for the events. As you can see that there are 103 documents there, and as the chair, we are the one who's facilitating the consultation process, making sure that all views will be included in the key documents and so on. But then the ASEAN Secretariat is also playing a very important role in helping us to draft all of this key document. But I can say is that through strong commitment from our leadership, to build human capital in this ministry, we don't face that big obstacle.
This is a short preview of EAC's exclusive interview with the official spokesperson of the ASEAN Summit. Secretary of State Kong Pok speaks more on hot topics like the ongoing Myanmar crisis and the Russian-Ukraine war in a full interview. Stay tuned for more. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.